r/AskReddit. Teachers of Reddit, when did students send you the wrong file? A combination of a student and his mom. And they got me twice. I taught history, and one of my sophomore kids was essentially useless. His mom did everything for him, including his assignments. I didn't give homework except for papers and the final project, which was to make a PowerPoint about any year of your choosing. This kid chose the year he was born, which is literally the one year I told them not to do, because being the same age, I didn't want to make the class sit through 15 presentations of the same year. It was obvious his mom had done the PowerPoint, because he was genuinely surprised when we got to August, and it was a close-up photo of the mom's vagina giving birth to him. This was partially on me, because the students were supposed to email me a copy of the slideshow, so I could review it and I didn't. I emailed the mother about it, and my email included my cell phone. She called me completely oblivious that showing the literal moment of her son's birth was not appropriate for history class. Few days later I'm sitting at home, and I get a text with a picture from her. It's literally this 40-something Mrs. Wheeler looking woman totally naked, double penetrating herself with 2 dildos. The message said, "Can't wait to see you Friday." I deleted it and willed that from my mind. I'm a tar and sometimes accept submissions into my email. Someone emailed me a PDF of their HW, but instead of their HW it was a fanfic about the class professor being a snail. I memorialized their fanfic by later drawing the professor as a snail and putting it on the school Reddit, putting it on his door, putting it on my Instagram, putting it on the board in our major lounge. I like that student. It was a good fanfic that included a section about him walking on salt. When I was in high school, I was working with the art teacher to create a book of art and writing by seniors that would get printed and passed out to them at graduation. Usually files would get sent to me, and I would decide if they had enough effort to go into the book, and then I'd email the file to the teacher. Our emails were just first name last name 123 at schoolmail. So everyone knew everyone's email, and there was an older student that had been bullying me and being absolutely nasty to me, and that had included emails. When he sent his piece, I didn't pay attention and forwarded the entire chain of emails to the art teacher, including the bullying. He lost his place on the cross-country team, and instead of a page for him in the art book, there was a page about bullying and how to reach out for help. So, that's what happened when I sent the wrong file. Not super exciting, but I'm an English teacher and I use Turnitin.com. A student asked to see another student's essay, so he could understand what he needed to do to finish the works cited page. Since both of them hadn't named their essays, the student turned in his friends by accident, name and all. It was worth a laugh, because the similarity report came back 100%, and since it was during class and he could immediately produce his own essay, I knew it was an honest mistake. I had given students the simple come up with a commercial project. Students had the option of performing in class or recording a short video. One student brings in a random flash drive with her project. I plug it into my laptop so we can watch as a class, and the thing was full of named porn files. She was in 7th grade and it was all uncomfortable. She told me to just click on the folder with her name and we all pretended like we didn't see anything else. In 10th grade I named my PowerPoint presentation for a class I hated gay bullshit point PPT. I opened the presentation from my thumb drive before connecting to the projector so that nobody saw the offensive file name. The presentation went very well, and the teacher complimented me in front of the whole class. Then I went to close the file and it popped up on the projector asking if I wanted to save changes to gay bullshit point PPT. I've posted my story before somewhere, but I had a class called Cultural Communication. The kid giving the presentation had saved his presentation as the N-word. He opened it and realized he fucked up. Started sweating immediately. The project name sat on the top of his PowerPoint during the whole speech, and then after he closed it, he said clearly I was just messing around when I named it. After class we were speechless and the teacher said, "Well, now it's time to teach another lesson." Wild stuff. Not exactly what you asked, but my little cousin was in class when a substitute teacher accidentally pulled up gay porn he was watching on the smartboard for the entire class to see. I live in a small town, So that was the talk for a pretty long time. He got charged, and his mugshot was a meme that we all sent each other. He was always a really nice guy too, had been working for the school for 20 plus years as a sub. Still can't believe it really happens sometimes. I worked in the ed department of a college, so I had the pleasure of disabling the student's account, so we could have a little chat later that day after they sent an email to a friend. Turns out that the friend had a name very similar to a teacher. Lick my bowl bag you vegan fuck was the subject, and a picture of a lady licking a bowl bag was the only thing in the body of the email. That was an interesting conversation. My friend in college submitted an empty zip file for a final project that was worth some obscene portion of our final grade. They were able to provide the correct file the same day. Enough work, there's no way they could have done it all in that time, and so it was pretty clear the whole thing was an honest mistake. Professor refused to take it, failed them on the assignment, which led to them failing a only offered full semester of senior year class and preventing them from graduating. Dean had to get involved. Sent an email along the lines of, our job is to teach, not be Machiavellian. I have a relatively harmless but funny reverse example. When I was in high school, sometimes I would randomly type up my thoughts about various TV shows while I was watching them. I have absolutely no idea why I did that. I would just type up my stream of consciousness thoughts in the bottom of some document. Apparently one time I did this on the bottom of a draft article for my 9th grade journalism elective, which the teacher projected onto the whiteboard and read aloud to the entire class. I have no idea how I accidentally left it at the bottom of the draft, but it was very awkward. I'm pretty sure I'd written comments about an episode of America's Next Top Model in a random paragraph at the end of my draft. Luckily the submissions themselves were anonymous, so no one knew it was mine, but it was awkward. The teacher was like, HMM. I guess someone's document got mixed up. I don't think that's part of the article. So, comments? She then left it up for like 10 minutes. I wanted to die. Edit. Obviously the teacher knew it was mine, but the rest of the class didn't. This was actually an essay my one friend, let's call Bob Smith, submitted to his class, where the teacher would then present their findings aloud. My buddy asks for help on it to proofread and make changes, which I'm happy to do, but I always believed that whoever it was should read the changes I made to validate, disagree, etc. So I made the choice to change his name on the front page, upper left hand corner, thinking if he read it over he could immediately identify and switch it back. So his teacher began with the name, before starting, okay, who's next? Bob the Penis Smith. Needless to say, it got quite the reaction from the teacher and class. The remainder of the year he was referred to as BTP. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it.